Alright. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. If you're watching this as a VOD, I appreciate you watching it. So we're going to jump into Satisfactory. As you can see, I've already got the game pulled up. We're going to be doing the Dune Desert. We are doing the intro. I do have some mods loaded onto the game. We have the real arachnophobia mode, and then we have the turf tundra. So it's going to make that desert area look snowy. And then the real arachnophobia removes the stingers, and replaces them with other mobs. I do that because I really cannot stand the stingers, even if they're on passive. As far as our game settings, let's see, we're doing creature hostility is on default. When we die, we keep everything. I don't like having to hunt down my death crates. I'm not sure what automatic clearance separation is, so it's just standard settings. Alright. Yep. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Separation from main transport complete. Group A delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the Artificial Directory and Assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit Pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure. Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating planetfall. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1. Beginning arrow assist. Drag within acceptable parameters. Descent phase begun. Decelerating. Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute. Landing phase begun. Activating retro propulsion. Touchdown. Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni-situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
Thanks, Ada. Saying I'm just acceptable.
Congratulations, you are the 3rd in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage 2, AB-B, in the binary system of Akicha. Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding. First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fixit procedure and equip the Fixit Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone.
Alright.
Next objective. Dismantle the drop pod. Fixit Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drug pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub. Next objective. Use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
Alright, I don't need to do V, but...
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fixit to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
Alright, so there's an iron node right there. And this is called a spitter.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study. Interrupting previous message for higher priority message. Next objective. Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near-future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fixit does not pay by the kilometer.
Alright. So this is auto mining. I don't have my hands on the keyboard right now. So there are a couple things that we need to know. So I interrupted a message she was saying, so if I wanted to go back and re-listen to it, I guess I don't have access to that yet. Alright. Some functionality is limited because we don't have the hub down yet.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fixit pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective. Complete hub upgrade 1.
Alright, so this is the crafting bench. If I just tap spacebar, it automatically crafts until either I run out or I stop it. I'm going to go ahead and turn all this ore into ingots. There's no point in carrying around a bunch of extra ore. In fact, there's no point in carrying around ingots, so I'm going to turn all my ingots either into iron plate or iron rods. Alright, that should be sufficient. So what I was saying is, if you interrupt Ada, that functionality is still not working. Alright. If you hold Control and click on it, it automatically transfers everything or everything that is needed to fill it.
Hub upgrade 1, storage and frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 2.
Alright, so this arachnophobia mode is just because I have that mod. It will allow me to take I believe spitter remains and turn them into stinger remains. Not going to do that right now. It's not critical until we get the MAM. Alright, so let's go ahead and select this milestone. Go ahead. Actually, let's go back. So we get the equipment workshop, a portable miner, and an extra hand slot. So in this one, we'll get the smelter, a power line, a copper ingot, wire, cable, and we'll be able to scan for copper. Let's go ahead and turn that in. So we have more of the
Hub Upgrade 2, Power and
hub
Shell,
added.
completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact, most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fix-It technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 3.
Okay, that should be enough. So this is the biomass burner. We throw leaves or wood into it. Later we'll actually get the ability to craft biomass itself, but we don't have that ability yet. So I'm going to go ahead and make all these into rods. Okay. So this is where the first automation comes in. Let's go ahead and make 2 of these. Actually, I should make 3. Okay. And we equip them in our hand, just like this. So we're going to go ahead and drop one here on the iron. We're going to go ahead and scan for some copper.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
Okay, so this node here is copper. The difficult part about the desert, at least this particular desert, is the lack of plants that are growing. There are oases throughout the desert, like here's one right here. Alright, let's go take out this hog again. So on the ground we'll find these nodes, like I found that iron one. So this is a one-time collect it. There's no point in gathering bauxite. There's no special research with it. It's just going to take up inventory slots for now. Okay, so this is called a sumer sloop. It's a special item.
The Summer Sloop was named after Marie Somerville, co-founder of Fixit and head of its R&D department. There are many theories about the origin of this shape and why this symbol mathematically resembling a Mobius strip has found its way into both human and extraterrestrial culture. Thankfully, you don't need to know any of these theories to be a pioneer. Store it for later use. Fun fact: the planet you are on was found and named during a planet spotting event Marie hosted called Marie's Awesome Scientific Search of the Avant-Garde Exoplanets.
Alright, that blue glowy thing is a power slug, so we're going to go collect that. Alright, we'll pick up the power slug and these leaves.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving Fixit production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Alright, this is what's called the Caterium node. It's more useful.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Store this potential resource for later use.
So Caterium is kind of like gold, and we can research it using the MAM, which unlocks a lot of things for us, so we are going to collect it and save it for later. In fact, we're going to want to collect quite a bit of it. Alright, here's another ore, quartz.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Store this potential resource for later use.
And much like Caterium, quartz has a research tree in the MAM, so it's again useful to collect them whenever we see them until we are able to find an actual node and collect it. Alright, let's go back and get my copper ore. There's the copper. My hub is not in a good spot. Alright, so for hub upgrade 3, we gotta have plates, rods, and wire. In the meantime, I'm gonna put those. Sumer sloop, might as well put those in there. Technically, we can put the nuts in our hand and we can eat them now, but I don't feel the need to. Alright. We're gonna make some copper ingots. While that's happening, I am going to adjust my audio, my mic. Right. Hopefully I don't accidentally break your eardrums. Okay, so from copper, we make the ingots. From the ingots, we make the wire. And from the wire, we make cable. Alright, that should be enough for a minute. Okay, we can make our first it's actually faster to do this stuff by hand than it is to use the smelter. So we are going to just use leaves for the time being. So while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and make up some more. Finish making up my copper ingots and turn that all into wire. Might as well go ahead and make up the rest of this iron ingots. Okay, now we can go back over here, grab out what is ready. Now I'm not going to keep my hub in this area. I will probably move it at some point. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this milestone.
Hub Upgrade 3, Interior Furnishing, completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fixit's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero waste policy. We understand that Fixit pioneers are only human, and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 4.
Okay. While we're here, we'll go ahead and snag this up. So here is some limestone. The reason why I'm hand mining while I have the portable miner going is because limestone is a 3-to-1, so it takes 3 limestone to make 1 concrete. Alright. But I also need to pick up more biomass. Okay, what do we need for this hub upgrade? Alright, let's go ahead, make a bunch of concrete. Okay. Actually, let's do it this way. Okay, we'll put you on iron plate. Give you about half. Let's put you on wire. Oh. While that's going on, we can customize our appearance. So what I've done in the past is I have selected several character or colors and I've saved them into the description. The colors I've selected are based off of Citadel's color palette. Not all of them are, but so I'm going to go ahead and input these colors. That's what it says it is. I grabbed the name and pasted that in, so it just translated that into a hex code. Alright, one last color. I will probably, at some point, add a couple more colors. Alright. So we're going to load a preset. I'm going to go with that one. And then as far as my secondary color, I am going to go with black. Alright, as far as our helmet goes, we can do the RGB. I kind of like the cap ears one. Just go with that for our build gun, and of course we have to have the llama hanging off. Alright. There we go. Still not enough. Alright. So while that's going on, oh, and also changed all of our equipment look as well. Okay. Let's throw some more leaves in. I'm trying to be minimalist about how many leaves, how much of the biofuel I use. Because I do want to convert it into actual biofuel. Okay. While that stuff's working, let's go ahead and handcraft some ingots. Yes, I could make another smelter, but that will use more of our fuel. Okay. Of course. Alright, now. There we go. Okay. Let's go back, let's look at, we're getting conveyor poles, conveyor belts, and more inventory slots.
Hub Upgrade 4, Landing Platform and Utilities, completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 5.
And we're just missing a single... Alright, let's go ahead and do what we can do. Just going to quickly handcraft that single one.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fixit pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 6.
Alright, so Hub Upgrade 6, that's going to give us the ability to build the space elevator, to craft biomass, which will make our fuel go a lot farther, biomass burners, and more inventory slots. Okay.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized as compatible with the human digestive system by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Store this potential resource for later use.
So you're probably wondering why I only put leads into my biomass burners. While wood does last longer, it actually is better to save your wood and turn it um, into actual biomass.
Hub Upgrade 6, Landing Platform Hydraulics, completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate Project Assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Oh, I guess we just completed. Huh. Okay, that now allows us to build stinger remains from spitters. We'll probably only do that once, just so we can complete that research in the MAM. Alright. So now we can create biomass from leaves and biomass from wood, which is a much better fuel source. Alright, so let's talk about power. So my total capacity is 40 megawatts. That's because each of these little burners here produce 20 apiece. And that's their burn rate if they were producing 20 apiece. They're not. They're only producing 4.2 currently, because one of my machines, two of my machines are not running. That's right. Let's go ahead and switch this to rods. Put that in there. Okay. Let's put half that in there. Actually, we'll just kill that machine altogether. Alright. So now we're going to start a production chain. Let's go ahead and grab those out. Okay. So we're going to go with a miner. And we're going to aim it off this way. And I'm going to bring it, climb up here. Okay, so this miner produces 120 per minute. That is a lot. That must be a pure iron node. Okay. Now we need to put it into a smelter. Now the smelters they can only take 30 per minute. So this is going to overproduce what our smelter can take in. But we also have a limitation of that our belts can only transport 60 resources per minute. Alright, now come on. We're going to go ahead and do iron plate again. And this time we're going to put it into a storage container. But I'm missing rods. Okay. And cable. Alright. Let's do it this way. Let's disconnect that. Go from here to that one. Oh, I'm missing cable again. Okay. So in Tier 1, we have base building. So this gives us our foundations, our walls, and this lookout tower that you use for building. We have logistics. So this one tells us how efficient a machine is running, whether or not it's stopping and stopping and starting over and again. We have a conveyor lift. That's for raising resources to different heights. Then we have the merger. That's for bringing multiple lines in. And then we have the conveyor splitter. Then we have the field research. This gives us the map, the MAM, the object scanner, our personal storage box, and inventory slots. I'm going to go ahead and select the base building. because I want to get stuff on foundations, want to level out where I'm working at and whatnot. Okay. Just go ahead and let that run. Now what I want to do here is I don't want these plates to stop being made. And again, all this stuff that we're doing, it's going to end up being torn down eventually. Okay. Go ahead, we'll top both these off. And go ahead and start again. Once we get foundations built, we'll go ahead and set up a proper proper power plant for us. Probably what I'm wondering what I'm doing, I'm running power out to this limestone node. So we can set up concrete. First we need a miner. I want to shoot it off that direction. I'm going to put a constructor. And of course, a container for it to go into. Okay. And so now this will generate, needs 45 per minute to make 15. This produces 60, so we're going to get more than what we need. Okay, since we're here, I'm going to go ahead, grab more leaves. I have zero intention of keeping my hub in the place where I set it up. It was just convenient. I will probably be moving it to a different place where we set up proper production lines. Not a bad start. Let's go set up our basic copper. I did not like that clipping through the ground. Okay. Again. All right. And this one we're just going to do wire for now. We'll set up proper cabling later. Organization. I don't have any rods. Okay. So one of the things is that is going to overfill, so we can do that. Since I have a bunch of extra. Okay. So let's go ahead, take both these down. Let's put a constructor right there. See if we can't get a smelter so we can just feed directly into it. And we wanted rods. Okay. And we'll just have to hand pick them up. Okay. There we go. And we are officially over our max. Okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. So these biomass burners, they output 30. So these do 20 apiece. And that one does 30. So, and we can feed that one in with a belt. Not that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and produce a bunch of concrete, because we've got to get up to 200. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw away that extra. And I'm going to quickly turn all this into wire. All right. So many power slugs out there. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of exploring while we wait for our resources to build up. Well, actually, let's go back to base. Refill that smelter. Not that one. This smelter. Because it's out. And we don't want to stop our production. Alright, now let's go do a little bit of exploring. So I see a power slug there. There's a hard drive somewhere over there. There's also another power slug there. Oh, cool. There's some coal nodes there. There's the hard drive. Here is a Mercer sphere.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant. The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal and will require study to determine local application, store it for later use.
Yeah. We can't get that right now.
Play.
Oh, this is a big one. I thought it was one of the smaller ones. Alright. And that's what happens when you take on things bigger than you think you can. Alright. So I'm not going to go after that Sumer sloop again, but I will go after that hard drive. But first, let's go ahead and turn in this milestone.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Alright, so that will return in a minute and a half, and we can't turn in the next one until it's back. But we are going to go ahead and turn in this one, because we need splitters to set up decent production lines and to set up decent power as well. And then we'll probably also work on doing obstacle clearing as well, because that will give us the chainsaw. We'll get solid biofuel, which is better than the other biofuel that I've been crafting by hand. Alright, let's go get that hard drive. That kind of looks like that's Caterium right there. That was quick. So you want to look out for hard drive remains because you can disassemble them for parts. And there's always items on the ground near it. For example, here is some steel pipes, which we can't even make for a while yet. Come on, there's a way up there. Here we go. Some more copper pipe, some rotors. Some more rotors. Oh, this needs steel beams. Alright. I'm just looking around the area to see if there's any steel beams around, and doesn't look like it. So we need to remember that that one has steel beams. Alright, so if you hold down Alt and I believe right click, you can mark your map with a stamp. I'm going to go ahead and mark those things to remind me that I need to come back and get them later. Alright, just checking to see if there was a little cave there.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
All right. Normal. Another copper. Yep, I see a Mercer. Several more power slugs. And here's that bauxite. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and turn in the MAM research. And we'll start doing some research on there. And then we'll probably end the stream after that. Okay. Need more wire. The reason why I turned this off earlier was because I knew I'd be tearing it down. So next time I live stream, we'll tear down everything. Probably move the hub to a different spot and set up some production chains and power.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Alright, so we need that, that, power slug, deuterium, quartz. Yeah, that's everything. Alright. So first, we're going to do the megafauna.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration. The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration. Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable. Summersloop analysis completed. Summersloops are somewhere between battery and conduit, harvesting energy from pockets of space with complete disregard for the rules of the space-time continuum, and distributing it into its connected ecosystem. This energy,
Let the effigies harvest until the waves reach our shores. Consume.
similarities to the hypothetical force of dark energy to potentially be one and the same. It can now be tracked by the object scanner.
Alright, before we can continue our research down these paths, we actually need to do the SAM analysis. So yeah. We could continue this down. Okay, let's go ahead and do deuterium.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Okay. Nutrients.
This fruit, dubbed the beryl nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Oh, it looks like we need to get one more of those. Alright, power slugs.
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Alright. And then quartz.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Okay, we're going to do one more research, because I want to be able to underclock. So we're going to make just one. And actually, let's go ahead and power slugs. There we go. Let's go ahead and do this one.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Okay, so we can now underclock buildings as well. And go back to here. Let's go ahead, start this research.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for Fix-It coupons at the Awesome Sync. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Alright, so we do eventually want to unlock this so we can get the rebarb gun. It's a ranged single shot weapon. At some point we'll get those other two. So between now and the next time I stream, I will probably spend some time gathering up more biomass. Letting my machines run so I can get a surplus of iron plate and concrete, because we're going to need a ton of that. So we're going to basically build a base proper, and of course, building a base proper, we need concrete and plates. We're also going to be building it on the world grid. So, for example, yeah, come in, well, the miner's in the way, but so we'll come in, build the base proper, set up proper production chains so that we have iron plate going into a container. Same with the concrete. In fact, while we're at it, since we have underclocking now, so underclocking makes it so our machines use less power. So for example, this is going to take 15 per minute, so we can actually change this, put it to 15 per minute, then it will feed this machine perfectly. Same with this one. Let's just set that to 30. We'll go ahead and turn it back on so I can continue to get wire. Of course, we don't really need it because we still have a backlog of ingots. And let's go do that with the concrete. We only need to have that produce 45 per minute. I will probably, while I'm playing in between episodes, I will be gathering leaves. I will not gather any yellow or purple power slugs, but if I see any blue, I will go ahead and collect those, just because I've already collected them on camera. I will not be turning in any milestones. But I probably will gather resources. I'm just checking out what's inside this cave real quick. Yeah, you guys don't really need to see me running around gathering up stuff. Alright.
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song.
But since we're here,
Consume.
another edible.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it, does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Alright, let's head back. Let's research the bacon. And we will call the stream over after that. Now that we've actually researched that,
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
I'll save doing this Caterium research for the next time I stream. But that is it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you in the next time.